It's Been a Crazy August by Barry Mahoney. The usual August madness has swept across Spain with a vengeance. First of all, it was refreshing to see that the reliable Swedish emporium of all things good and wholesome, namely Ikea, haven't lost their sense of humour in marketing a lavatory brush given the appealing name of Farage. Sadly, Ikea has since disassociated itself from the toilet brush story and claims it is fake news. But all is not lost, since they are still selling a doormat under the name of Borris, which is the name of a small town in Denmark. It's a great pity about the loo brush, though, since I rather like the idea of turning the name Farage into a verb and would quite enjoy faraging the loo. Forgive me, but I'm having an August moment, and I promise that I won't mention the table, strong and stable, sold under the name of Theresa. While we're on the subject of Ikea, I just wish I could get a decent cup of coffee there, and not a mug of lukewarm sludge that appears to have been left over from the weekend. Yes, I know it's cheap, but I really shouldn't have to strain it through my teeth. Then there was the amazing and heartwarming story of the British expat living in Spain, now given the name Eileen Dover, who fell off a cruise ship during a spin across the Adriatic and spent 10 hours in the sea. I'll dare to ask the obvious question that the BBC reporters carefully omitted from their interview, but what everyone really wants to ask: was the poor woman so tanked up with gin and tonic as she just slipped off the edge of the ship? Or was she simply pushed? Sorry, it may seem an indelicate question, but I really just need to know. In any case, despite thinking that after 10 hours bobbing round in the Adriatic, she'd rather look like a prune, she looked in remarkably good condition and seemed to be very perky when chatting to the press. Maybe I shouldn't suggest that she looked as if she'd returned home after a really good night out with the girls, but I will. Anyway, I'm delighted that she was rescued and appears to be making a good recovery from her ordeal, and clearly she kept well away from the sharks. Some Spanish resorts are so fed up with British holidaymakers that they're posting advertisements and Twitter posts urging tourists to jump off balconies. Balconing is fun, the posters declare. Well, balconing involves jumping into a swimming pool from a hotel or apartment balcony, or climbing from one balcony to another. These sick posters and tweets mock the deaths of tourists engaging in a sport that's apparently growing in popularity among some mainly young and impressionable British holidaymakers. This activity often results in an unpleasant death or very serious injury, so it's a very unkind way to get the message across. One tragic incident took place this month when a 20-year-old British holidaymaker tried to take a poo over the edge of his balcony before plunging 6 floors and landing on his head. At the time of writing, the poor man remains in critical condition. A different approach to unthinking and inebriated holidaymakers is currently being considered by the regional government of the Balearic Islands. The good people of Majorca, Ibiza and Minorca are so fed up with the chaos that many British tourists bring to their beautiful islands, and they're proposing to ban all-inclusive drinks, which is a thoughtful alternative to suggesting that holidaymakers simply jump off their balconies. Or maybe this will help to curb Brits from being over-enthusiastic drinkers during the holiday. Somehow, I have my doubts, but this will work, but it is a kinder alternative. The story of the elderly British holidaymaker staying in a Benidorm hotel also hit the headlines this month. This holidaymaker did not enjoy her sea, sun and sangria, and reportedly complained that the hotel had too many Spanish holidaymakers staying there, and why couldn't they holiday somewhere else? I'm not a racist, she firmly declared. Surprisingly, the tour operator gave her a refund. Personally, I'd give her a map and point out that Benidorm is in Spain and not the UK. Maybe she lost her glasses and had planned to holiday in Blackpool instead. Good old Ryanair also deserves a mention, since an Irish holidaymaker, frustrated following a 4.5 delay from Spain, refused to pay for a small tub of Pringles and a bottle of water for his stressed and overtired 5-year-old daughter, and was threatened with arrest when they landed. The passenger was entitled to a compensation voucher that would easily have covered the cost of the water and the Pringles, if he had remembered to collect it from the departure lounge, but he was more concerned about his young daughter. An announcement was made to the entire cabin, and police would deal with him upon arrival. The airline rightly commented that they do not tolerate unruly, disruptive or unlawful behaviour. Ryanair, please remember to apply this edict on my next Ryanair flight when I am surrounded by abusive and inebriated passengers. Now moving on to EasyJet, they at least had the good sense to cancel a flight to Spain at the last minute when they decided that their Belfast crew was too tired to fly to Mallorca. Right, let's all remember that in August, if we are so tired, it's okay not to turn up for work. That goes for doctors, nurses, supermarket staff and hotel receptionists. Clearly, they're sensible people at EasyJet. There's never a dull moment when watching Brits at play in Spain during the month of August. Spain is the number one choice for holidays for many Brits, and it's easy to see why. Their carefree lifestyle, relatively cheap flights and accommodation, easy and cheap access to alcohol and drugs if you must, beautiful beaches, endless sunshine and friendly locals all add up to a winning combination. The behaviour of Brits on holiday is often hilarious, sometimes embarrassing, and occasionally very sad. Soon August will be over and we can all get back to normal. You have been listening to It's Been a Crazy August by Barry Mahoney, and this is part of the Letters from the Atlantic series. You can find out more about me, my books, blogs and podcasts by going to my website www.barrymahoney.com, and remember, that's Barry with an IE. And thank you for listening.